What the listeners don't know is that to my right, about 3 feet away, is my dog.
Yep.
And normally he's napping. He does not bother us.
Barkley naps like a cat. He's just always sleeping.
I do worry that Barkley doesn't get enough sleep. That's true. Because he only gets in about an 18 hours a day.
Are you also worried about me not getting foods that are rich enough in my diet?
Yes, exactly.
These are other things that concern you?
I have some concerns about both of you.
Meanwhile, like every day I open my fridge and I just hear it go, "You're getting gout," every single day. That's what my fridge just whispers to
Smart
me.
fridges are mean.
Smart fridge. Yeah, smart fridges are mean. Hey, when's the last time you seen your dick, buddy? Like, shut up.
Quiet, please.
Fucking monogram GE.
I thought AI was going to make the world better. It's just making the world more insulting.
4, 3,
totally.
2.
The Apple Company presents a truly terrible podcast. Welcome to Nonsense, Season 1, Episode number 50, our final episode of the year. CJ, we were going to make it 6.
I know. I don't know how we did the over.
I'm Jeff Parker.
I'm CJ Little.
This is our take on the week's business, tech, and entertainment headlines. This time, we'll look at those crazy California regulations.
Can I just go back to the beginning for a second?
What do you like?
You said Season 1. Are we going to keep doing this?
Well, we're about to cross over. This would be our second season. If we come back on January 4th, which I'm expecting we will do, that would be Season 2.
All right, let's do this.
It's Winter Solstice Day. The Winter Solstice is the shortest day and the longest night of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. In the Southern Hemisphere, the reverse is true.
You mean, I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand this. You mean on the other side of the flat disc?
Yes, where the people have to hang on tight or else gravity will just make them, they'll fall into space and plummet forever.
That's why Brazilians and Argentinians have such big arms.
Yes, we're very lucky to be on the Northern Hemisphere where gravity holds us to the top of the earth. Yes.
Winter Solstice Day is one of my favorite days because then things do get longer. Daytime gets longer. So I always am happy when this comes.
It's also Crossword Puzzle Day. Did you know the first crossword puzzle was created by Arthur Wynne and published on December 21st, 1913 in the New York World newspaper? It was so popular with readers that within a decade, crossword puzzles were featured in almost all American newspapers. Not only are they fun, but challenging crossword puzzles may help delay the effects of dementia or sharpen the brain for problem solving.
Newspapers? What? That was when you would get your Twitter feed printed out on paper?
Yes.
Is that what that was? And then there's just one asshole that owned it that just talked about himself, just hurts this, hurts that. Is that?
No,
is that...
it was when they printed out yesterday's website.
I've just recently... That's really funny. I've just recently gotten into crosswords kind of because of you, because you've hooked me on, Connections in the New York Times that we do?
New York Times Connections.
Which I feel every time I get comfortable, I'm like, oh, fuck, I got this. I can do this. And then I step on my foot every time.
My dad does 2 crosswords a day. One of them is the New York Times crossword puzzle. Well, and I'm so impressed by that.
Well, what he doesn't tell you is that he does them at the same time, left-handed and right-handed. He has 2 going at once. The man's a machine.
The man is a machine. Actually, he does them both. He clocks himself to try to go as fast as he possibly can.
What I just heard you say is, I come from a long line of overachievers.
How is your week going?
Well, I mean, normally this is the part where I bitch about my kids doing something to me or whatnot. This week, it was all me. So I was doing a little prep work on a trailer that I use to haul cars around when I'm screwing around on cars. And I was using a cutoff wheel, which I've done thousands of times in my life. And my hand, with great force, popped off the piece of metal that I was pulling and went into the grinding disc while it was on in my other hand. I really, truly don't expect this. I was wearing gloves and glasses and ear protection, all that shit. It cuts right through the meat instantly.
Did you hit bone?
I did not hit bone. I did not hit tendons, from what we can tell.
You're very lucky.
Yeah, I got super lucky. I hurt myself a lot doing things like this, and I usually get super lucky.
Oh, my.
Let's just put it this way. My wife saw the whole thing happen. She was doing dishes, and I walk in the house, blood everywhere. Yeah. And she doesn't even say, "Are you okay?" or "What happened?" No, she just looks at me and goes, "Emergency room?" And I'm like, please, God, not the emergency room. Just somewhere else. And then she asks me, when's the last time you had a tetanus shot? Was it what did she say? When your face hit a hammer?
Yeah.
Did happen over 10 years ago. I hit myself in the forehead with a claw hammer and gave myself...
You sent me a text of the damage.
I looked like Harry Potter. It was amazing. Anyway, my thumb is still attached. I did take 4 stitches. I do have some numbness that may be permanent. And I got a tetanus shot, which has left me feeling like shit. So, other than that, I'm great. Episode 50. Here we go.
Well,
How about you?
I'm glad your thumb is still attached.
What appendage did you cut off?
Not one. I finally got to go to the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Oh, I'm so jealous about this.
It is amazing. Mostly you're watching the magic trick of the high-definition, seamless screen that fills your peripheral vision. But occasionally you look down and remember, oh, U2 is here too. One of the most amazing rock bands of our time and still at their peak. I mean, it's really absolutely incredible.
Why? Well, that's so weird. They're here on the same day to see all these. I hope Bono's seeing all this video from down there. This is pretty cool.
That's how incredible the Sphere is you forget. One of the great rock bands is down below playing.
I haven't been inside yet. I've only been outside and I was there for Formula One, and it looked amazing. And the videos I've seen from inside, including the stuff that you sent me, it looks just just mind-boggling.
I'll tell you, video can't do it justice, and I'll tell you why. And I'm the last guy to want to shill for this thing, but I'm telling you, the visual distortion math, the things that make it look like you're inside of a giant sphere, they make it look like you're inside of a giant cube, and they make it look like you're inside of a cylinder that just goes up and up and up and up to, practically to infinity. And then some clouds blow by that are right over your head. This is all mathematical genius. I mean, the math to make this work is absolutely incredible. It's worth seeing in person. It's pretty remarkable.
You told me something like, didn't they do like a deconstruction of Las Vegas too?
They did. There's a moment where
sounds amazing.
The top appears to slide off, and you're looking at just the outdoors of Las Vegas at about roughly the time that you would be seeing at that moment in the day, at night. And so then a crane comes out and it starts taking apart one of the buildings, and you think, oh, that's interesting. And then more cranes appear, and they totally take Las Vegas all the way back to when it's just desert,
sand.
Absolutely great.
Are there like in the distance, like can you like a little Easter egg? It's like two like Italian guys digging a hole just way off in the distance.
No, but there should be
with some carpets. They just got some carpets rolled up. Awesome. Hey, I'm just doing some carpet. I should not do impressions after the last episode.
If you would like to read more about it, it was the lead story on Verge yesterday. Read about the sphere. It's pretty great. The story was
That's
great.
Awesome. I very much want to go see it. Hopefully before U2 leaves next year.
You don't have a long time.
The problem is my wife doesn't care about music at all, live or otherwise. Just could not care less.
Well, then she'll love this because you forget there's music playing. I mean, the thing is so visually distracting. You almost forget that U2 is there.
I mean, this is a true story. The only music that she likes is some country music. So I went to a Garth Brooks concert once with her and her family and literally fell asleep halfway through the show because it was so boring to me. I was like, wake me up for Thunder Road. She's like, Thunder Road? I was like, yeah, Thunder Road. She's like, you mean Thunder Rolls? I'm like, whatever. Just wake me up when that comes.
This is our last episode before New Year's. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I don't really believe in resolutions. I think if you're going to do something, just do it, and waiting for the start of the year. First, I feel like you're setting yourself up for defeat. I should probably, I spend a lot of time with my kids. I should probably spend more because they are getting so big so fast.
That's hard to do.
It is.
It goes away quick though. You're right.
It does go away quick, but there's plenty of things that I can just give up or move to another time of day to spend more time with them because like these kids are going to be driving soon, and that's also petrifying. So how about you? What are you resolving for 2024?
You're going to enjoy your children more. My resolution is to enjoy my dog more.
You can't. He's with you all the time.
Oh my gosh, last night. This is crazy. Sometimes there are sirens in the distance. Last night, for whatever reason, because we got a lot.
Los Angeles, of course.
Yeah, right. We got a lot of rain going on right now. For some reason, we had a siren in the distance. And once in a while, the dog will hear the siren in the distance and just decide to howl along. Just full on becomes a wolf. And just that. And it's so disorienting. It's like, what in the world is that?
And does it just do it until the siren stops?
There's this dog 6 inches from my face howling.
Maybe.
Yes, and then he'll do it. Well, I don't know. He'll do it as long as he wants to. And then he climbs back under the covers.
Maybe he's a member of the Beverly Hills Volunteer Firefighting Brigade.
He may be, and he's telling him to come pick him up.
Yeah, just exactly. I'm over here.
I'm here. Come pick me up.
The man with the beard has me still. Come get
me.
My
dog is a little white mutt, and so when he howls like that, it's the cutest thing imaginable. It's super disorienting in the middle of the night, but it's the cutest thing.
With the exception of having to listen to us record this show, he has sort of the best life ever. He's got a pretty great life. I was like, when he looks at us when we're recording, he's like, really? Again? Fucking Musk? Stop.
Enough with the Musk stories. Please.
Enough with the Musk stories.
So that's your resolutions. Do you have any predictions for the upcoming year?
Yes, I have two.
Okay.
The first one is I think there's going to be a character. They're related, by the way. So hear me out.
Okay.
The first one is I think we're going to see a new step sibling on the scene named Leon Musk, and I think Leon Musk is super altruistic.
Oh.
And he's going to spend his $248 billion doing things that better humanity. That's my first prediction.
I love that.
My second prediction is I think that reality is going to be a lot harder to detect.
I think that's already becoming true.
I feel like,
oh boy, that's
just because totally. Like this isn't much of a prediction with AI. Like the dream world matrix simulation that we're all living in, it's getting blurry and it's harder to tell.
I get sent pictures off of threads all the time, and it's like, yeah, no, this never happened. I can, I can assure you this never happened, even though this picture looks exactly like it really happened.
When the Cybertruck came out and the guys did the renders of the Cybertruck running into like a concrete wall and the doors have blown.
I had to ask, is this real or not?
Because you look at it and even from like a foot away, like trying to be, trying to scrutinize it, you go, yeah, it looks pretty good.
It looks perfect. It looks exactly like what you would think that would look like.
Yeah, you just see all the free speech come flying out of the truck when it hits the wall. Amazing, they got it right. They got it right. I don't know. I know that's a weak prediction, but I do think that's.
Can I tag on to that prediction and just say
please.
that you're going to get so much deceptive political advertising?
Yeah.
This
already
time around, 2024.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be like everybody thinks it is. Everybody thinks you're going to get a couple of videos and they're going to show, this person and that person doing things they never did. No, it's going to be a flood like you have just never seen. There's going to be such vast quantities of it that you will never be able to keep up with it.
Yeah, this is the thing I've said for years now, which is, what are you more likely to believe? Some math egghead that tells you this piece of video or audio or whatever, I went through my detector and it's fake. Are you going to believe that, or are you going to believe your eyes?
Right. Oh, sure.
And your eyes are going to see this. You can go, oh, well, that looks like Jeff Parker kicking a puppy. That's probably Jeff Parker kicking a puppy.
Nice.
That seemed tame.
It's the old mob line. Who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
Exactly. Anyway, that's the world we're in.
Yeah, my prediction, as always, is going to be that microprocessors. We're just having an explosion right now. An explosion in microprocessing power.
Yeah.
In 18 months, microprocessors will be twice as powerful. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Just came up with that, and I think you watch that. You watch and see if that happens.
Do you have you have a name for it? Do you think like Parker's Law?
Jeff's Law.
Jeff's Law.
Yeah.
I like you going to the first name. Just Jeff's Law. I'm going to buy you jeffslaw.com, and we're gonna track transistors on chips, and we'll see what happens. Maybe you'll be right.
I could be right. I could be wrong. You never know. Let's get to our headlines.
Let's do it.
We got distracted with the giant Tesla recall last week, so we need to fill you in on a few stories we didn't get to. Just real quickly.
Please, God, a Tesla-free episode is all I ask.
Tesla knew some of its parts had high failure rates, but reportedly blamed drivers anyway.
Oh, fuck me running. Really?
Yeah. Bombshell Reuters investigation reveals patterns of blame shifting, can kicking, and safety neglect.
Were these important parts or not important parts?
Suspension and steering, so I'm thinking those are probably important parts. You tell me, is steering a thing?
I mean, it depends. I do feel like the Tesla, especially the Plaid, was just made for assholes that want to go really fast in a straight line. Like, the only good thing that's come out of Tesla in my immediate proximity is that it's taken a lot of the generally well-deserved hatred off BMW drivers. Because BMW drivers...
Well, that's true. That's true.
The old joke was, what's the difference between a BMW and a porcupine?
What?
On a porcupine, the pricks are on the outside.
Yes, exactly.
And now, like, you're right on BMWs, and I'm just like, oh, he's not that bad. He's not like a Tesla. Like, look at that asshole in the Model Y.
For us, it used to be the Mercedes drivers. The Mercedes drivers on this street. They just drive down the center of the street and don't bother, don't care. If you don't get out of their way, they'll run you over.
Yeah,
awful.
I don't care. They're still awful.
So now it's the Tesla drivers. You're absolutely right. Anyway, this is an explosive report in Reuters chronicling Tesla's alleged patterns of deliberate neglect and shifting blame onto customers for parts failures.
Yes, blame your customer. That's always what's great.
Always blame the customers. Yes.
I'm sorry. There's a limited number of left-hand and right-hand turns you can make. However, if you buy our fully automated turning system for $15,000, we can give you 100 more left turns.
Sure. They called it driver abuse, and they charged for repairs over failures, parts the company knew that were flawed.
Wow.
Epic wins. The jury decides Google has an illegal monopoly in the App Store fight.
So are you surprised by this? As surprised as I am?
Totally surprised. I thought Epic would lose this fight. I did not think this would happen. By the way, I think that Google will lose in the Justice Department suit about their search engine monopoly.
Yeah.
But I did not think Epic would win this one. And I think it's really fascinating.
The Mobile of 2020, basically, or 2020.
I guess. Well, for search, for sure. They're 90% of search engine activity.
No, I'm surprised it's only 90%. What's the other 10%?
Right.
Sure. Just you on DuckDuckGo looking for cat pictures?
Well, and then part of the problem is they're the ones also selling the advertising to people who want to be found in search.
I'm not as close to the DOJ lawsuit as I should be. I need to read up on that. This Epic story, I'm still mildly concerned about how this is going to shake out, but it's pretty fascinating. I'm sure it's going to be appealed for a couple of years too.
The remarkable part was that the jury came back after just a few hours of deliberation. It didn't
that kind of surprised me. Like, was the food that terrible?
To unanimously answer yes to every question put before them.
You would think they would have spent a little time, enjoying some of the payway or whatever they get served up in the San Jose federal court.
By the way, Google, I think, put on a terrible case. Beeper Mini, the app that gives Android users blue bubbles on iMessage, is back in operation after Apple's attempt to shut it down. Now you just need Apple credentials.
Okay, guys, good news. We got it back working. You just need an iPhone with iMessage, and then you're fine.
Well, no, you could borrow someone else's phone to get Apple credentials.
So there's a great quote in this article.
That's possible.
Where what I believe they're doing is they're using some part of the device ID to register these, and Apple's put in an arbitrary ceiling on this. And in the article, they said, it seems to be around 10 to 20.
Yeah.
So you can basically let 10 to 20 of your Android friends, masquerade on your device.
I could easily see an individual having 20 iOS devices.
Totally.
Am I wrong on that, or am I just like a hoarder?
Well, both can be true.
Are both of those things true?
I don't think that's mutually exclusive. I believe you can make any of them. Yeah, I mean, my hunch is they're looking at a time period too. If you've got...
How quickly you sign up all those devices?
Yeah, if you're adding 3 or 4 devices a year like a relatively sane person, then that's probably fine. If you're adding 20 in a month, something's going on.
Of course, I got to have a lot of devices just for testing things. So I do have devices that I don't regularly use, that I have just to make sure that things work on that device. Apple will no longer give police users push notification data without a warrant. Well, more accurately, they won't give it without a signed warrant from a judge.
This is fascinating to me because I didn't know. I mean, I made an assumption that they needed a signed warrant from a judge for push notifications because they do that with their communications.
Turns out, no, they support from
Turns
police.
out they were just handing it out to LEOs that would
We should explain what push notifications are. It is that notification you get from what you think is coming from an app. It's actually coming directly from Apple to you, and it gives you like the CNN headline story, or it tells you that you have a text message from CJ, or whatever those little pop-ups are. Law enforcement guidelines were updated this week. Apple said law enforcement and government agencies can now obtain push notification records with a court order or a search warrant. Both have to be approved by a judge. But the interesting part of the push notification story to me is that push notifications tell a ton about what information you're getting, who's talking to you and all that. The actual notification is supposed to be encrypted, but all the stuff around it is not.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting to think about this as a potential exploit around things that have
metadata,
alleged or actual end-to-end encryption. And they're like, oh, it's totally safe. By the way, we put it in plain text into fucking APNS, into the Apple push notification system. And then if you use a subpoena that, it's like, well, then who needs to get the signal? You just get the APNS and you have it all, which I think is why Signal and other apps will not send the message in the push notification. They'll just tell you that Jeff Parker sent you a message, not what you sent. Basically.
Oh, well, that's a problem too. You can't know who. In Signal, you can actually turn it off.
Sure.
So you have a message from somebody, but it doesn't tell you who, and it doesn't tell you what the message is.
Yeah, super smart.
All right, let's cover this quickly. Michael Cohen's lawyer cited 3 fake cases in possible AI-fueled screw-up.
This is still amazing to me that this is
to
happening.
A judge. He presented 3 cases that don't exist, probably because they were AI hallucinations.
This is amazing to me that we're still doing this. Look at this new tool. It just finds stuff.
At some point, is this not grounds for like disbarment? I mean,
totally.
you don't know how to find actual cases. All right, so you find, so you get it from ChatGPT.
Exactly.
Could you double check that it actually exists in the real world?
You just gotta highlight it and right click and hit search and just go, oh yeah, this exists, or oh no, it doesn't. And like, I don't know, maybe read the case and make sure that it says what the AI told you.
This is a real lawyer on a real case.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this continues to shake out and what the the punishments are.
Another crazy story that I put in here just for you. Volkswagen is returning to physical buttons instead of touch controls.
I did not know
on their
this.
cars. I think you will be very happy to hear this. Those stupid touch controls on the screen, you have to go 19 levels through the screens to get to the thing you want.
I hate it.
And you can't, it just feels like you're touching glass, so you can't know where things are physically to just switch things around. Volkswagen is going back now to physical buttons.
This makes me so happy.
I would bet a lot of money a lot of car companies do this exact same switch. I bet you we're going back to a lot of physical buttons.
I think there's a balance. I don't need everything on a button. Like there was a point, and I remember this is the example that I always use where I think we overachieved. My truck has this. On the steering wheel controls, which are a lovely addition, and every car should have them, I can change the temperature and the fan speed of the HVAC. I don't need that on the steering wheel.
Sure.
Right? That is something I'm doing very infrequently, and that can be on the dash, and that's just fine. But like things like volume and cruise control and calling people, that crap you want on the steering wheel. So I think we definitely hit a point in like the 2000s where we had too many buttons in too many places.
Okay, now for the headlines. Up next, we're looking at one of the most regulated places in the world, California.
Well, or my house. Pretty regulated. The rest of you seem to be able to just do whatever the fuck you want, and I'm on lockdown constantly.
You got COVID?
No, I got 2 kids. It's worse than COVID.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's fucking contagious too.
It takes a long time to get over it too.
It does. It's I keep putting cream on it, but it keeps talking back.
Last week, you and I, in the headlines section of this program, got completely distracted by talking about Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And the whole headline segment became about Elon Musk.
Yeah, and how great he is.
How he is basically, well, yes, how great he is at committing fraud.
Oh, yes.
How basically California is coming onto him like crazy because they, in fact, trying to revoke his manufacturing license. And you said something very smart, which was you thought that he's just going to say, oh, that's California regulation, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And immediately, like literally the sun did not set before he started complaining about how California's free speech, truthful speech rules rules are unfair and possibly unconstitutional.
Totally.
Happened precisely as you said it would.
Yeah, he listens to the show, so you figure it goes out on Thursday. He hears it Thursday or Friday. Yeah.
There are so many rules in California, as
Yes.
everyone keeps telling us.
Yes.
And who wants more regulation?
Me.
Don't we all just want to be free so we can
course.
do whatever we want?
Say whatever I want. No-
Freedom.
Yep,
Come on,
exactly.
freedom.
Paint my face and get on a horse.
Exactly.
Yep.
And scream and yell and all that.
The rules
Right.
just get in the way. Just slow us down. Slows down innovation. Keeps our water clean, the air
I've
breathable.
heard that.
I hate that.
Rarely a week goes by that some politician, some business group, or some political pundit doesn't go on a rant about California's regulation. A few years back, I was in Arizona when some fellow diners started going off on all the regulation in what they called the People's Republic of California, passionately claiming that all the regulatory scrutiny was strangling business and would make the state go broke.
Let me tell you, Apple's really hurting. That multi-trillion-dollar company based here in California,
It's
they're
tough.
fucked.
It's tough.
Yeah.
That got me thinking, are regulations California's stumbling block? And why do we have so much regulation?
It's so weird.
I'm not going to argue that every regulation in California is perfect or that we don't get things wrong from time to time.
Yeah.
We absolutely do.
Sure.
Indeed, I want to zoom in on a specific regulation as an example and look at how we got it, who wanted it, and who didn't, and what it has ended up meaning for our farmers. Yes, California is a farming state. You might not think of us that way, but we produce 3/4 of the U.S.'s fruits and nuts. Roughly half of all fruits and vegetables grown in the U.S. come from California. So I want to look at what a specific regulation has ended up meaning for our farmers and our farmers' customers.
I do feel like this is the time in the show, though, where I have to highlight that I've been on Instagram and TikTok, and I believe that California exports more than 3/4 of the fruits and nuts.
I think that joke
No?
is like from 1950.
Well, then that's why I probably shouldn't use it.
Specifically in this segment, I want to take a look at a crazy thing that has recently happened with olive oil.
Olive oil?
You and I both cook, right?
Yes.
And you, better than I, you cook at a very high level, extraordinarily high level. Olive oil, the product that you buy to make your dishes, it really matters what you buy.
Yes.
The ingredients that go in.
It is also arguably the most used and most important thing in my kitchen.
Well, olive oil is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, without a doubt. I don't think there is one thing you could remove from my kitchen. I mean, save maybe like my knives. Like if I didn't have a knife, it'd be pretty hard to cook. But from a consumable perspective, I don't think there's one thing you could remove behind water.
Its importance cannot be overstated for modern cooking.
And I go through a metric shit ton of olive oil constantly.
I appreciate it that it's metric.
Yeah. I want to do it in units you understood. It's a cube. It's Japanese.
Sure. You may remember a few years back, California had a serious drought.
Yeah.
That's behind us for the moment, but it was followed almost immediately with a drought in the EU, which continues to this day and has led to, among other things, huge olive oil price increases.
It sounds bad.
Have you bought olive oil recently?
No, but I'm due. I'm not exaggerating. I'm currently rationing olive oil until I can waddle my fat ass back to Costco to get more. Because I get a big old tub of it and it lasts like 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks in this house. And I buy 2 at a time and I double fist them.
It's not like you can leave it laying around because it goes bad.
No.
It's got a 12-month shelf life and that's about it.
Olive oil has no chance of going bad in this house. It's like if you were to bring home a box of Oreos and be like, well, those are going to go bad in 3 months. Meanwhile, my children will have them gone within 3 days. There's no chance you're going to hit that best if used by date.
In the EU, the average price of olive oil has risen 75% since January 2021. And in Spain, the largest olive oil producer, the price has gone up by 150% in the past 2 years, causing some supermarkets to use security tags or padlocks and chains to prevent theft.
This is such a fantastic, is it a personification? No, it's a great... In the United States, we break into Apple stores and steal iPads. In Spain, they break into fucking grocery stores.
Oh, yeah. Sure,
and steal olive oil. Like, that's what's important to them. We're like, we want iPads so we can play Angry Birds. Meanwhile, they're stealing olive oil.
Booze also. There's all kinds of things you have to keep under lock and chain. Spain's top business organization, CEOE, said there was a 30% increase in repeated thefts targeting retailers in 2022 and a further 12% so far in 2023. Olive oil has been nicknamed liquid gold for a reason.
Wait a minute. 30% increase in repeated thefts. When it says repeated thefts,
yes,
is it like the same guys coming back over and over for olive oil? Like, oh, fuck. Here comes Jimmy and Tom again. They're going to steal more olive oil. You should just fill them up with like a bunch of them like they do with grapeseed oil. Just fill with a bunch of canola oil and leave those ones out front and put all the good shit behind the counter.
Oh, that's close to what's happening.
Is that really what's happening? Oh, my God.
Spanish exports have been reducing noticeably since December 2022 when the volume decreased by up to 30%, according to data recorded by the Spanish Ministry of Agriculture. agriculture. In Greece, the price of olive oil went up by nearly 70% between January 2021 and September 2023, according to the Greek Statistical Authority.
That's a real increase. I feel like I should be looking at olive oil futures.
Right. I mean, drought is a real thing.
Sure.
I think prices will continue to go up, Judy Ridgway, an olive oil expert, told Euronews. The new harvest for 2023-2024 is going to be very much depleted. We're not sure by how much yet, but of course, scarcity is going to put prices up.
Is this this Judy Ridgway sounds like the Mrs. Beeks from Trading Places of olive oil?
Yes.
Instead of orange juice, they're waiting for the Beeks report. Is that what this is?
Sure. Global olive oil production is anticipated to decrease to 2.4 million tons, according to the International Olive Council, marking a decline from last year's harvest and falling notably below the worldwide demand of approximately 3 million tons.
All right, I've got two for this.
So we're going to be short.
Yeah. First is a question. Is that they're saying it's decreasing to 2.4 million tons. Is that 2.4 million metric shit tons or just regular tons? Do you know, were they clear?
I'm pretty sure they're the metric kind.
They're shit
yes.
tons. Okay. So the International Olive Council.
Yes.
Is that the slightly less corrupt IOC than the regular IOC? Or are they the same?
No, they're all both.
Oh my God, is
corrupt.
it really? Am I stiffing on the right thing? I was making a joke about the olive people in the IOC, but apparently...
Joke about the Olympics, but oh my God, the bribery, and you don't have any idea what the olive world is like.
Really? Listen, if you were thinking about starting a business, this is really targeted for Elon. If you're thinking about starting a business that you're going to plan on committing fraud in, don't call it anything
IOC, of course.
that has the initials IOC.
We're maxed out on those three letters.
Exactly.
Not surprisingly, all of this olive oil shortage has led to some theft. I've come across cases in Italy where theft has occurred. They're quite literally come along with a tanker and a pipe and siphon the olive oil off, according to Euronews.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Man, they are really struggling for plot lines in the Fast and Furious 18, aren't they?
Stealing the olive oil?
All right, we're going to steal olive oil. They're like, no one's going to believe this. Like, it really fucking happened in Spain.
It's really actually valuable. It's what happens. In the northern Greek region, an estimated 37 tons
That is a lot.
vanished from olive mills.
That's crazy.
That's more than you're taking in your pickup in one trip.
Yeah, that's a multi-tripper right there.
Greek olive oil manufacturer Cadmus explained to Euronews, most of the activity occurs in the middle of the night where a team would harvest illegally the owner's trees and then press the oil from themselves.
There's some real crack deduction with the Greek Matlock there. It happens in the middle of the night. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
You mean it didn't happen in the middle of the day when the sun's out and people are watching?
They might catch them,
wow.
sure.
Yeah. They're like, we're considering turning the security cameras on overnight. Good job. Good job, Cadmus.
Thieves are taken to stealing branches of olive trees and whole olive trees themselves, which will exacerbate the olive crisis.
Yeah.
Some of those trees were very old and highly productive.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Stealing the olives, I'm like, okay, that's fucked. But then stealing the tree or parts of the tree?
Yeah.
No.
And they're not taking the tree to go replant it. They're literally just cutting it at the base and taking the olives that are on
shaking the shit
it.
off it. Yeah.
As worsening climate conditions in Greece and other olive growing regions continue to plague the olive industry, illegal activity will likely continue as demand for liquid gold increases. In Italy, an overlay of olive farms and mafia activity align precisely.
Well, okay, first of all, in Italy, if you overlay the country Italy with mafia activity, it's a 1-to-1 match. So.
Oh, no. There's very specific regions in Italy where they have the highest levels of mafia activity. And that's where olives are grown. Yeah. Oh, sure.
Great. Before I was worried about getting canceled. Now I'm worried about getting permanently canceled.
A less dramatic version of The Godfather might feature a farmer waking up with an olive branch on the pillow next to him.
And just some dead leaves. So there's a couple dead leaves.
Just a few dead leaves.
Yeah. I do.
Although, when I think of an olive branch, I think that's a peace thing.
Not anymore.
Somebody's reaching out peacefully.
They've changed that. I feel like the best way for me to go would be not just in my tomato plants like Brando does in the film, but like just me amongst my olive trees.
It's great.
I'd be happy with that.
Do you have olive trees?
I mean, I got some last night. Is that?
You don't have any that grow up nearby your house?
No. Just ones I steal from the guys in Spain. No, I do not have any olive trees. I would very much love to have an olive tree. They are gorgeous.
We had an old olive tree out in front here, and every year, as it was just loaded with fruit, the parrots would wait until the fruit was ripe, and then the wild parrots would just descend on it for 2 days. There would be a massive parrot party on the tree as they just completely stripped the tree down to the bare wood.
And then did the mafia go after them after that?
Yeah, and then they flew off to some other tree to have another party. I mean, it was, parrots are fun.
All right, we cleaned up all the olives from Jeff's house. Let's go over to Tommy's house. He's got the cocaine out.
As the European Union Agency for Law Enforcement Cooperation has said, a mix of various factors such as the inflation of prices, reduced olive oil production, and increasing demand have created the perfect breeding ground for fraudulent producers.
Yeah, of course. But more importantly, can the European Union Agency for Law Enforcement Cooperation work on getting a slightly better name? The European Union Agency for Law Enforcement Cooperation? Is that fucking made up?
Fraud. Most olive oil is fraud. In fact, it's so bad, I would wager that most of America has never tasted real, unadulterated olive oil.
This can't be true.
It is true.
Really?
According to a UC Davis study from 12 years ago, that is to say, well before olive oil prices increased so substantially, 3/4 of the extra virgin olive oil in your grocery store is fake.
No.
It's either cut with processed oils like corn oil, sunflower oil, peanut oil, soybean oil, vegetable oil, and other seed oils, or it might be made with olives that are old, rancid, or moldy, usually from last year's harvest, but then processed and refined so much that you can't smell or detect their insipidity. Some olive oils have been cut with lampanti oils not fit for human consumption, literally lamp oil.
I no longer want to do this show.
Don't blame you.
This is terrible.
During the UC Davis study, all tests were performed blind, meaning the researchers and technical personnel did not know the brand name or country of origin of the sampled olive oils. Surprisingly, many top-selling and very expensive brands showed quality problems. 73% of the top 5 imported brands failed international sensory standards for extra virgin olive oil by failing 2 International Olive Council accredited taste panels. And those aren't anywhere near the highest standards. Those are really, really easy tests to pass. The samples had objectionable sensory attributes such as rancidity and fustiness, a fermentation defect.
Fustiness? Is that a word? Fustiness?
I didn't know it until I just started doing the research in this story. It's actually used quite a bit in olive discussion.
When you're in the International Olive Council?
Yes.
No.
We used to think buying a good bottle of olive oil was easy. We know light ruins olive oil, so you looked for dark bottles. You wanted a single country of origin or a single estate so you could supposedly trace what's in the product more easily. And last, you wanted to make sure the date of harvest was not more than 12 months ago, since olive oil goes bad over time. It's literally like fruit juice. It's separated fruit juice. But that was before we got wiser, before we realized the quantity of olive oil fraud around the world.
I'm intrigued.
We've recently had major olive oil fraud in Italy, Spain, Greece, and Germany.
I'm surprised the Italians stand for this. I would think this is something that would get them into the streets.
You don't think the bribing and the corruption and all of that the mafia could have possibly take advantage of is not a positive thing for most of them?
No, that's what I meant. Get them into the streets to take the bribes.
Oh, that's what it does, yeah.
Hey, you want the olive oil? Hey, $100. Oh, that's a terrible. Jesus, what was that? I should not do impressions.
On Monday, officials said law enforcement agencies in Spain and Italy arrested 11 people who ran a food fraud operation that produced more than 260,000 liters, or roughly 68,000 gallons, of olive oil that was sold as high quality, but was in reality unfit for consumption.
Okay, let's just zoom out of this for a second. What are you in for? Oh, I murdered 6 people. What are you in for? I stole some olive oil.
I adulterated some olive oil.
Who do you think is getting the shit
Not
kicked
even
out
stole.
of them? Yeah, stole.
Exactly. I cut some olive oil.
I cut some olive oil with corn oil, and they're like, all right, look, you know what's going to happen next, okay?
They're going to shiv you. You know all the other prisoners
I'm going to fill the sack up
you.
now with, instead of oranges, olives, and then beat the shit out of you with it. That's what happens
Exactly.
next. Sorry.
Officers from the Spanish Civil Guard and Italian military police raided several locations last month in both countries, including sites in the Italian regions of Sicily and Tuscany, and uncovered barrels of oil that contained lampante oil, the lowest grade of olive oil. What's the matter?
Just with this story.
The lowest grade of oil, considered to be of terrible quality because of its high level of acidity and its unpleasant flavor and smell. Again, it's not fit for human consumption.
I've been described like this more than once. Unpleasant flavor and smell.
Full of acid?
Yeah, and full of acid.
On December 5th, we learned of a father and son duo apprehended by Greek authorities outside the northern city of Thessalonica, accused of peddling counterfeit sunflower oil labeled as olive oil.
I kind of feel like these people need to be drawn and quartered. Can we bring that back?
I'm not for capital punishment, but don't screw with the olive oil.
You fuck with the olive oil, all of a sudden I'll put it back on the table.
Police uncovered some 13 tons of counterfeit oil, with sunflower oil being purchased in nearby Bulgaria. The 2 men allegedly added coloring agents to the sunflower oil to try and pass it off as premium extra virgin olive oil, instead a common tactic of fraud within the industry.
Yeah.
A portion of the counterfeit products were sold in Bulgaria, and the rest were distributed within Greece, police said. Oil samples have been dispatched to a laboratory for analysis to check the potential harm posed by the added color.
Great. So now, in addition to me having to carry around fucking fentanyl strips to test all my cocaine, now I got to carry on fucking olive oil strips? Like,
got some olive oil strips.
I'm at the local Olive Garden. I'm like, hold on, let me test that oil really fast and just make sure.
You might not want to eat the olive oil at the Olive Garden. The arrest shed light on an underworld of fraudulent food sellers in Europe who for years have capitalized on foodies who seek luxurious olive oil, particularly from Italy and Spain, where local products drip onto the plates of countless dishes from backcountry villas to fine dining restaurants around the globe.
I don't like how you used drip in that sentence.
For years, olive oil has remained one of the most mislabeled food items on the continent, according to the European Commission's 2022 report on food safety. In 2019, olive oil became the product with the most requests for investigation, followed by fish and meat products. In fact, if you remember recently, there were even sales of horse meat being sold as beef, yet bogus olive oil was the larger concern.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the faking of extra virgin olive oil is a common practice, which is why the fight against it is a law enforcement priority, especially in production countries. Europol, the European Union Agency for Law Enforcement Cooperation, your favorite department, said in a statement.
This strikes close to home, too, because I remember when I first met my wife, she described herself to me as an extra virgin. I was like, what does that mean?
The Italian authorities have been particularly busy in recent years cracking down on mislabeled olive oil. The Olive Oil Times, yes, it exists.
There's a fucking newspaper called the Olive Oil Times?
A publication that covers the olive oil industry reported that Italian officials prevented 2.3 million liters, or roughly 607,000 gallons of virgin and refined oils labeled as extra virgin from being sold last year.
Okay, well, hold on. I didn't hear anything you just said because I'm currently signing up for the Olive Oil Times.
You're getting your subscription?
How do I not have the Olive Oil Times delivered to my house?
I don't know. How have we gotten by without it? That's a great
Here's
question.
what I've learned in today's episode so far. I'm not even living. I'm barely alive.
There's so much stuff out in the universe that you and I don't know.
We literally have a piece of machinery looking back to the beginning of time in space.
Yeah.
And there's some guys making a fucking paper just about olive oil. I am not living.
Is the problem of adulterated olive oil unsolvable? In a world rife with crime and bribes, it sure seems like it.
Okay.
Millions of consumers around the world regularly pay for extra virgin olive oil, adulterated with inferior olive oil mixed with cheaper oils like sunflower or canola, or colored with chlorophyll or beta-carotene, or substances even more dangerous.
Seriously, we need a test kit. We just need test kits.
A test kit for oil?
Yes.
Well,
that shit'll change real fast.
Fortunately for you and me, that such a thing exists.
Does it really?
Sort of. So how do you get real unadulterated extra virgin olive oil? The easiest way, the simplest way, look for the 100% California on the label.
Oh yeah, no, fucking Californians, all that regulation, they fuck everything up.
You knew where this was going.
No.
Most of California's production happens in the San Joaquin Valley and the Sacramento Valley, steps away from UC Davis, where serious agricultural science happens. Yes, Big Olive could have gotten away with fraud if at the end of like every Scooby-Doo episode, it weren't for those meddling kids.
Wait a minute. The only reason I can get legit olive oil in California is because of some fucking postdoc nerd at UC Davis that's testing
all
this
those
shit?
Students needed projects.
Every single one of those kids needs like a patron page that I'm going to go pledge them money to every month.
Patreon, yeah,
Patreon,
of course. During the California drought, one of the state's largest producers of olive oil, Chico-based California Olive Ranch, started a huge food fight. They began to sell a blend made with olives from outside California not long after investors seeking lucrative returns, including Harvard University, poured many millions of dollars into the company in 2017. When the drought hit in 2018 and the olive harvest plummeted, California Olive Ranch was in a bind. It could no longer fill orders using its California olives alone. The company instead ramped up production of global blends, combining California olives with fruit from places such as Portugal, Argentina, and Chile. Seeing imported oil branded as California on the shelves pushed the smaller California olive oil companies to get political.
Wait a minute. So now you're telling me that it's these foreign olives that are coming to take our California olive jobs?
Exactly.
Is that what's happening now?
That's precisely what happened.
Well,
and pretending to be California olives.
We need a bigger wall. Clearly, that's the problem.
Bigger olive wall.
A bigger olive wall.
A bill was passed in the California State Legislature on October 4th, 2021, AB 535. Okay. It's about one thing and one thing only: truth in the labeling of olive oil and what the requirements are to label olive oil as California olive oil. Okay. You wouldn't think you'd need a law that required what you put on your label to be the precise truth. But in the case of someone thinking of stretching the truth even a little, California now spells it out clearly as a serious crime.
But wait a minute, you can, I think there is like I wouldn't call it a loophole, but the way through this is if you call your oil fully virgin self-driving olive oil, it can be from anywhere.
If you add fully self-driving,
you just put fully self-drinking, fully self-pressing olive oil. If you call it fully self-pressing olive oil, it can be from anywhere. It's okay. It doesn't. And then if they ask you about it, you just say, no, that's not what we meant.
Those words don't mean what you think they mean.
No, free speech.
California has adopted science, not just tradition, to ensure that when a bottle says 100% California extra virgin olive oil, that's exactly what's inside. In fact, California has its own olive oil commission so that customers can have confidence in oil from California. We produce less than 5% of the world's olive oil, but the good news is it is actually olive oil.
Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen next. I'm going to first get my subscription to the Olive Times.
Of course you are.
And then I am certainly going to be running for a position on the Olive Oil Commission.
Oh yeah, sure.
That has to happen. This is my calling in life.
The olive oil here is GASP, heavily regulated, rigorously tested. The California standard for extra virgin olive oil is one of the more stringent in the world for a good reason. It's become a branding issue. If you want to say California olive oil on your bottle, it has to pass muster. And the California farmers themselves are fighting for more. You heard that right. More regulation, including a federal lobbying effort that would create a national standard for extra virgin olive oil based on California's guidelines. The proposal would force the downgrading of some of the imported products currently marked with extra virgin. California farmers also want a similar bill for California agave, that weird bush that tequila is is made from. California, come for the regulations, stay for the great food.
Is that our new tagline? Is that like...
It's going to be our new state motto.
Come visit California? Can we leave all the California olive oil in California?
Yeah, instead of exporting it?
Yeah, this is my fucking problem. People will just be like, California regulation and you tag and all the shit people are going to bitch about from afar.
It's why it's good.
But then they will happily consume it.
It's literally why it's good.
And I'm like, you're using an iPhone, right? Like a bunch of people in California designed that. Like, we built that thing, right? Like, it's us.
Well, us and 87 of our best friend countries, sure.
No, but like my point is a heavy part of that came from California. So like, if you don't want the California oil, go drink the Texas oil that is 0.01% olives and the rest is crude. It's delicious. Comes out of the ground. Bubbling tea.
By the way, California is not alone on this olive oil crusade. Australia and Japan have adopted similar standards.
Yeah, that's great.
And Germany is even now talking about adopting California's olive oil standards.
The Germans usually lead with their own standards. And here they're...
Well, I think in this case, Germany had a big olive oil fraud problem that they're now trying to address. And they're looking at California going, that's kind of a nice way to deal with
Interesting.
it. And it made the farmers really happy that all the small farmers in California supported this legislation because they want the branding of California to mean something. The clock is never, my friend, so I'll throw links into the program notes if you're interested so you can see exactly what those standards are and what they mean. What California has done with olive oil is really amazing. We're the 5th largest economy in the world. Part of that success stems from our regulation. If fraud is your game, Elon, California is not for you. Well thought through regulation is not California's stumbling block. It's our superpower.
I just wish my olive oil could exert its free speech rights to call itself whatever it wants. I would like my olive oil to be able to call 100% olive oil, and then in reality...
That's what the company in Chico wanted. They wanted to be able to call their olive oil California olive oil that didn't come from California.
But we're headquartered in California. We get our mail in California. What more do you want?
Exactly.
I get my value pack saver coupons in California.
Exactly.
It's California olive oil. Like, do I have to go start now looking at these fucking bottles and figuring out what's California olive oil and only buy California olive oil?
It's not hard to find because the California producers boldly proclaim on their bottles made in California. And they'll say 100% California on the bottle. I mean, there are levels. If you look at the legislation, there are levels of things they can say. And it has to always be, it has to be extremely clear and correct in the way it's labeled, or it's actually a crime in California now.
Interesting.
All right, we have to get out of here, but quickly before we do, have you seen or read anything good this last week?
Well, once again, I'm going to just make sure this falls as flat as possible since I don't get to actually watch anything that's, of creative merit other than when I get COVID. I spent most of the weekend at night watching shitty YouTube videos on Lightroom workflows. I don't have the opportunity to watch the interesting stuff that you get to watch, like going out to movie theaters, having your own time. I spent most of the week cleaning up vomit from my children, and that is no joke.
Oh, well, that's true. That's a different show.
So the only, and trust me, I put it all on YouTube. Now, the only thing I get to watch is like I was trying to figure out workflows for Lightroom.
Yeah.
So I was watching YouTube videos, and most of them are terrible, and most of the things people suggest are wrong, which is terrible.
Well, are most of them old? Are they from out-of-date versions of Lightroom?
Some are. People are just recommending terrible processes and terrible things.
Well,
so I had to watch a bunch of those. I would not recommend it to anybody. But I've now have my own terrible Lightroom workflow process that I'll document on YouTube so somebody else can bitch about it. Yeah.
Okay, good. So make a video.
Would you mind making me look terrible and saying out something amazing that you watched that was Academy Award nominated and funny?
I'm going to recommend Leo. A 74-year-old lizard named Leo and his turtle friend decide to escape from the terrarium of a Florida school classroom where they've been living for decades. Adam Sandler, Bill Burr, Cicely Strong, an unexpected, delightful animated musical for kids and adults. It's so good.
Sounds great.
Leo on Netflix now.
I don't want to give away the plot.
I'm trying not to as well.
But I'm guessing the lizard and the turtle wanted to get out of the terrarium in the Florida classroom just because they got sick of all the terrible books that they had to read.
Yes, that's the story.
Is that what it was?
They're very concerned about Florida education laws.
What is this on? You said it's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
You are such an amazing shill. I don't even know what your affiliate program looks like, but it's got to be great. All these referrals you get.
That is the episode, our final episode of the year. Next time we see you, it'll be on January 4th, 2024.
You get 2 weeks off, listener. You're welcome. This is our holiday gift to you.
But we're only missing one episode.
You're only going to miss one episode, but 2 weeks from today, mark your calendars. We're going to be back with probably the same show.
Will it be season 2? Will we call it season 2?
I would assume.
And restart the counting. So this is episode 50. We'll be on episode 1, season 2, episode 1.
No, I think the episode count has to continue.
Well, that's weird because season 2, episode 51. That's ridiculous.
So then do we not seasons?
I think there are seasons. I think we just finished our first year. We got to celebrate that.
But then we're going to get past episode 50. These are complicated problems I didn't think about.
We can discuss all this later.
Tune in on January 4th, folks, when we just discuss our numbering system the entire time. Thank you for joining us for all of this nonsense. We appreciate you listening for an entire year.
Yes, so much.
To our truly terrible podcast. Please visit us on the web at Nonsense Productions. I'm your co-host, CJ Little.
I'm Jeff Parker.
If you like this program, please follow download, subscribe, and like at Apple, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, our favorite Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Podcastindex.org. Special thanks to our floor director, Mark Haynes. And as we end this year, may I just say thank you, CJ.
Oh my gosh.
Me. This was your adventure. You're the one who started this thing and said, hey, let's do a podcast. And I've had so much fun this year. Thank you.
I have also had a blast. I'm the one that says silly shit. You're the one that agreed to it and made it happen. So more people did what you did, we'd be in a bad place.
I have enjoyed tremendously getting to be your co-host.
This has been fun. I think we'll do it for at least another year and see what happens.
Okay.
We'll be every Thursday morning, except next week for more nonsense. Please join us.
Happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you in the new year.
Nailed it. Man, you just put that in the AI thing. It's going to adjust it. We're going to harmonize perfectly.
Shit